What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Buzz Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Max Kellerman, TV host, boxing analyst, boxing pundit, states that undefeated, rising lightweight superstar boxer, now currently WBC lightweight champion, Devin the Dream Haney, needs to actually fight a credible opponent before he lands a fight with unified lightweight superstar boxer VASYL Lomachenko, who recently vacated his WBC title and has become the WBC franchise champion. Okay? Yeah, there's a lot of confusion when it deals with this topic, right? As the WBC still claims that VASYL Lomachenko is still actually the champion and can still be undisputed. He could gain titles, but he can't lose a title. I know, that's absurd, isn't it? How could you gain a title and not be able to lose it? If you could take something, you could give it. If you could give it, you could take it, right? So there's no such thing, right? But the WBC franchise title awards VASYL Lomachenko to move within any weight class he wants to and still be WBC champion. So meaning that if he moved down to 130, he would still be WBC champion. If he moved down to 126, he would still be WBC champion. If he moved up from 135 to 140, he would still be WBC champion. And I know you're saying to yourself, what about the champion that's already residing in that weight class? Apparently they don't matter when Lomachenko steps into that weight class, or Saul Canelo Alvarez, Mexican superstar boxer, for that matter. Doesn't matter what weight class he steps in. So right now, currently, according to the rules, according to the explanation from the WBC and Mauricio Suleiman, the president of the WBC, Canelo Alvarez is the WBC light heavyweight world champion. Although Alexander Usyk has not completely relinquished his undisputed status, although I said Sergey Kovalev, Usyk, although the light heavyweight WBC champion has not relinquished his belt and is still the WBC champion. Now that Canelo Alvarez has stepped into the division, he's the WBC champion. So I was saying this to say, I jumped ahead of myself when I said Alexander Usyk, because Canelo Alvarez is campaigning at light heavyweight. So let's say he's victorious against Sergey Kovalev for his WBO champion. He will be unified light heavyweight champion, according to the rules from the WBC. Because he gets to take his title, that WBC title, to any weight class he so chooses. But enough of that. Let's get to Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman states that Devin the Dream Haney needs to actually fight somebody of credible status before talking about and claiming wanting to face VASYL Lomachenko and landing that fight and that opportunity. Well, Max, I have to ask you this question. What did VASYL High-Tech Lomachenko do to land a fight for the title in only his third fight against Mr. Gary Russell Jr., who at the time, I believe, was 24-0. And they fought for the vacant WBO title. Okay? And he came off of a loss, VASYL Lomachenko, to Orlando Salido. So at the time he fought for his WBO title against Mr. Gary Russell Jr., right? VASYL Lomachenko had a combined resume of 1-1. I'll say it again. When VASYL Lomachenko fought for his first title, he had a combined record of 1-1. Which means, and in the last fight, he was coming off of a loss. So it wasn't even that he came off, he had a 1-1 record come in his first fight, and going into the title fight, it was coming off of a victory. He actually was coming off of a loss. So he had a first victory against Jose Ramirez. Then he fought Orlando Salido. Actually, he fought Jose Ramirez for the WBO Intercontinental title, his first fight as a professional. Then he fought Orlando Salido for the vacant WBO featherweight belt, right? And he lost. Then he fought Gary Russell Jr. for that same WBO featherweight title that Orlando Salido won against Gary Russell. So it was apparent right out the gate the WBO was trying to give him the title, right? Because he fought for the WBO Intercontinental belt, his first fight as a professional. Then his second fight, he fought for the vacant WBO full title. He lost to Orlando Salido. Then Orlando Salido vacated the belt. Then he fought Gary Russell for the same belt, coming off of a loss. So he fought for the belt, coming off of a loss, right? Twice in back-to-back fights. And Gary Russell was 24-0 at the time, and Gary Russell was complaining that what did VASYL Lomachenko do at this point in time to gain a shot at the title with me? Right? And then he went on a winning streak, and he's undefeated since then. Then ESPN puts up a graph and says that he's undefeated, 14-0. Funny. They just forgot about the Orlando Salido fight, huh? Guess it was so early in his career. But he did nothing to gain this respect, to garner fighting for a title. He came out the gate. Because of his amateur background, he was awarded to fight for a title immediately as soon as he turned professional. But Max Kellerman had the nerve to question Devin Haney's resume and who he fought, and he actually needs to fight somebody credible before fighting VASYL Lomachenko. Now, so I need somebody to clarify this for me. If VASYL Lomachenko is good to do it, why is it Devin Haney? And then Max Kellerman says, we need to actually see Devin Haney do something except for the eye test and saying he has a very high skill set. Well, what did VASYL Lomachenko do in those 3 fights coming out the gate, except for your eye test and seeing what he did in the amateurs? Because to that point, if you look at resumes, Devin Haney's resume as a professional was more accomplished than that of VASYL Lomachenko's when he turned pro. So when Devin Haney turned pro, by the time VASYL Lomachenko turned pro and got his shot, Devin Haney was far more accomplished by the time he's barking up the tree to get his shot than VASYL Lomachenko was by a long shot to get his opportunity. Am I right or wrong? I know I'm right. Amazing, isn't it? So this is the propaganda that we will not allow. Okay? Because if it was good for VASYL Lomachenko, the eye test. Right? Because with only 15 fights, you're saying he's an all-time great. That's the eye test. Right? Because 15 fights tell you that VASYL High-Tech Lomachenko is an all-time great. He's being compared to the likes of Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali. You got guys like Max Kellerman, Bob Arum saying he's doing stuff you never ever seen before in the sport of boxing. With only 15 fights, he's getting his praise. But yet you're telling us that VASYL, and that's based off of the eye test. And what you see, because you haven't actually seen him done anything remotely close to what Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, or any of the past greats done up until that point. He was awarded, because of the eye test, he was awarded an opportunity to fight for a title 3 times right out the gate. His first 3 fights were all title shots. If Devin Haney came right out the gate, Tank Davis or Shakur Stevenson, and fought the likes of Jose Ramirez and then Orlando Salido, I'm pretty sure I would give them the nod to be victorious in those fights. But we understand what it is. So based off the eye test with Devin Haney, yeah, we feel like he deserves an opportunity to fight VASYL Lomachenko. And if he's so green, then why don't VASYL Lomachenko just get in there and prove you correct? Stop telling us he doesn't deserve the opportunity. Show us he didn't deserve the opportunity. Show us that he was too green. See, when it came to Jermell Charlo with the situation with Erickson Lubin, Jermell Charlo said he's too green. But guess what? Jermell Charlo gave him the opportunity to prove that he was too green. Yeah, it turned out he was too green, but he gave him the opportunity to prove that he was too green. Floyd Mayweather, when he fought Gennaro Hernandez, right? They said he was too green, he wasn't ready. Gennaro Hernandez gave him the opportunity to prove that he was too green and not ready. But guess what? Floyd Mayweather proved him otherwise. And so, see, that's what they do not want. They do not want Devin Haney to prove to you otherwise. So this is a propaganda to prevent Devin Haney from being the next Floyd Mayweather. They don't want the next Floyd Mayweather who's able to call the shots, who's able to control his own destiny, who the propaganda just does not work with, who they just can't find somebody to defeat him and knock him off his hill, knock him off the top. You see, they've been doing it for years to try to find somebody to knock Floyd Mayweather off. They could never find that man. They tried to create guys. It was Saul Canelo Alvarez. Nope, wasn't him. It was Manny Pacquiao. Nope, wasn't him. It was so many different men that they created to try to knock Floyd Mayweather off the top. And it wasn't successful. He ended up having to just retire and walk off into the sunset. And now they see the same thing in this young guy in Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. More so Devin Haney right now. And Devin Haney is controlling his own destiny. He's in control of his own promotions. Yeah, he co-promotes with Eddie Hearn, Matchroom CEO and promoter in DAZN, but he's been in control of his career with his dad, Bill Haney, for his entire career. And so they see where this is headed. This is Floyd Mayweather 2.0, and they want to stop that train. And this is the propaganda they're going to try and push to prevent that train from getting fully started. But guess what? His talents is not going to allow that. Sorry, Max Kellerman. Your propaganda, that's why you got guys like me to offset the Max Kellermans of the world. Because, see, the Max Kellermans of the world would tell the casual fans that Devin Haney needs to prove himself with somebody credible other than just the eye test and us saying that he has natural talent. But see, he didn't say that about VASYL Lomachenko because VASYL Lomachenko was just the eye test and the raw talent coming out the amateurs with a beautiful amateur background. He did nothing at the pros to deserve a shot at the title. But we didn't hear Max Kellerman say VASYL Lomachenko needs to do something before he steps in the ring with Mr. Gary Russell Jr. Did you? You know why? Because they know and they see the next Floyd Mayweather and the young bull in Devin Haney. So Max Kellerman, tell the world why VASYL Lomachenko was able to fight for a title coming out the gate. His first bout as a professional was for the Intercontinental WBO title. His second fight was for the WBO regular title, in which he lost. So at the point that he lost, shouldn't you have said that he wasn't ready and now needs to build himself up? But no, in his third fight, the very next fight, he was able to fight for that same title that he lost to Orlando Salido. Orlando Salido vacated. He fought Gary Russell for that very same title his very next fight. Why is that? No, we're not going to have that. Give that man, Devin Haney, his opportunity. Since he's so green, let VASYL Lomachenko prove it. That's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.